everyone, my name is Drea Jackson, and I am a manager on the artist partnership team at SoundCloud, and I'm based in New York City.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emma Lentz. I'm a coordinator on the label partnerships team at SoundCloud, and I'm based in Los Angeles.
So, on my side of the fence, on the artist partnership side, my role focuses on identifying and empowering emerging independent artists with the tools, support, and strategies to help them build and grow a career and community on SoundCloud.
Right, and Drea and I work very closely together, but on my side, I work on managing external relationships with our label partners and optimizing their clients and artists' engagement on SoundCloud.
So, as some of you may or may not know, which is why you're probably here today watching this video, SoundCloud offers so many features that make it the only place where artists can interact and listen, or not interact and listen, but can interact directly with listeners and shape culture every single day. The key to building a career on your own terms is consistent engagement. So, today we're going to talk you through some of those features and discuss creative ways to directly interact with and grow your community and your tribe on SoundCloud.
Yes, so let's jump in. So here you'll see the first thing we want to talk about is optimizing your profile on SoundCloud. Now your profile is going to be your blueprint, your business card, if you will. And here we're going to talk a bit about all the different tools you can use on SoundCloud to optimize your profile, really get it looking nice, so that your brand is consistent. And so that your fans can get to know who you are. So you've got your banner art, you've got your avatar, or what most would call a profile picture. You can link out to all your socials, as you can see in the bio and the description. When you put content up, use proper hashtags. Maybe it's a genre hashtag, maybe it's a mood that will help drive the algorithm of where your track may end up on playlists. And one of the more advanced tools I want to talk about is the spotlight feature that you can use on your profile. You can have up to 5 pieces of audio content using the spotlight feature. And it's kind of like it gets pinned at the top of your profile. So this can be a new album, new exclusive track. It could be an interview. It could be whatever you want it to be. You can have up to 5 pieces of audio content. But we recommend that it's the newer content, what you want fans to see as soon as they come to your profile.
All these features, they not only allow you to share the music that you create, but also music that you like as well. SoundCloud is a creative space, right? And you want to give your audience a peek into the tracks that you love, artists that inspire you, and moments in music that mean the most to who you actually are. Think of it as like your own little music diary. So likes and comments and reposts and playlists you create are all visible to your followers and anyone visiting your profile at any given moment. But you can make a playlist of like your top 10 dream artist collabs, right? Or like tracks from other artists in your community or artists that you like or, admire. Repost tracks that you may have been featured on and comment and or reply to comments on other tracks or your tracks to join in on conversations with your artists and listeners. These actions not only help the SoundCloud algorithm, but like they help to mold the community around your music. So be sure to invite others to engage in on the SoundCloud platform as well. And one of those features, or one of the key features to do that, is using our IG story share button. If you go on the track and you click, depending on what phone you have, I have an iPhone, but if you click the square with the arrow at the top, you're able to share that track to Twitter, Instagram, any of your other desired places. But sharing it on your Instagram story allows it to go directly to an audience that you've already curated, and that Instagram story will link directly back to the track from IG. So it's kind of a cool way to just get people in.
I love that. Thanks, Drea. And to kind of expand on that a little bit, as Drea mentioned during the previous slide, SoundCloud is a double-edged sword digital platform where you can consume audio content, but you can also engage socially like you would on Instagram and Twitter. And so we're sharing this slide here, best times to engage on SoundCloud, so that you can cater your engagement time to your fans' engagement time so you can maximize the time that you're connecting together. So here it says in the United States, around 3 o'clock Eastern time is the prime hour for maximum reach, and ex-US around 5 p.m. Eastern time is the prime hour for maximum reach. And the reason for this is because over 50% of our demographic are between the ages of 13 and 24. And so you think about these times, and it's usually around the time that a primary school might let out or college student hours. So that's just something to keep in mind when engaging.
Yep. And so as you're doing all that engagement, right, be sure to follow your top fans and artists, other artists in your community, or just artists again that you enjoy, and producers in your circle as well. But you also want to encourage them to follow you in your SoundCloud profile. We have a shortcut feature called, well, we have a feature called the Artist Shortcut feature that keeps you top of mind with your followers because they'll be alerted at their homepage or on their homepage whenever you post or repost new content on your profile. So images emphasize prime times for reach, but this feature allows you to stay at the top of your fans' feeds as long as they are following you.
So let's talk a little bit about additional unique audio content that can be uploaded to SoundCloud because we are primarily a music company first, but we want to empower and encourage artists to upload unique content of their choice. So this can be anything from a voice memo that maybe describes the most recent track they've released. It could be what we call a track by track, which is the album of the artist, but every other track has a voice memo describing the writing process, who produced the song, who produced the album, what was the studio vibe like when this song was being created. And this is just additional exclusive content that fans can access directly from the artist that they can't access elsewhere. Maybe you're active on Clubhouse, maybe you had a great interview or you did a great podcast. You can always strip that audio and upload it directly to SoundCloud to maximize your reach with that content.
Okay, so we just talked about all the interaction features and the types of content you can share. But now let's talk through some creative ways that you yourself can use a combination of these things, right, to create unique moments with your fans on the platform and beyond. So you can incentivize your fans with a contest, or you can host a Q&A for your audience with an AMA, or what we call Ask Me Anythings. You could give fans a sneak peek or exclusive peek into what you got coming up next with a teaser campaign. Or you can reward high value listeners with top fan activations.
So on this next slide here, we're going to dive into a little bit more about what a contest might look like on SoundCloud. Some of the various types of contests that an artist can host on SoundCloud and how we at SoundCloud can support those contests are remix contests, top fans contests, drop a verse contests. All of these can look a little bit different, but the most common that we see and the one I'd like to hone in on a little bit right now is called the remix contest. And this can be done, as mentioned, in a variety of ways, but I think the most basic way that a remix contest can be done centrally on SoundCloud is having a playlist of stems from the artist that allows other artists or producers or creators to download those stems, create their remix, and then re-upload them on a designated playlist so that the host of the contest can judge properly, make a call to action like these artists did on Twitter and social media. Hey, choose your favorite remix that's been created on this profile, or hey, whoever has the highest amount of streams on this remix gets to win. Maybe they win like signed piece of merch, maybe there's a cash prize, maybe they win one-on-one like a mentor session. So that's a remix contest, and they're very common and they're a great way to drive engagement on platform, and they're a great way to also meet fellow artists on platform as well.
So speaking of meeting fellow artists, you can kind of meet your fellow fans as well with AMAs. They're a really great way to have a close knit moment with your fans, right? So you can select a day and a time that you're going to be active on the platform. And then you're going to select a track that you want everyone to engage with. Then you're going to use your socials to announce that you're going to have this moment, right? Where you're going to be literally in real time, live on the track, answering questions from your fans and replying directly to them. Make sure when you make that announcement, though, that you be sure to list out or link the track in that tweet or that link in bio or however method that you're going to be announcing it. And then you also want to encourage fans to follow your profile as well and emphasize the fact that they will be commenting directly on the track's waveform during the block of time that you had already committed to. Then, in real time, like I said, you'll respond straight to each of those fans by replying to their respective comments. Another thing I like to add when I'm talking about these two is that you can even use social media not retroactively, but after the fact to call out some of your favorite questions and responses from listeners, and even highlight some of those folks and maybe tag them or post them on your story. Really get them excited about the content and the time that they spent with you.
Awesome. Let's talk about track and album teaser campaigns. If you're working closely with an artist, if you are an artist, you'll know that teasing clips of songs that may be officially released at some point, or maybe the artist is just considering releasing, is an excellent way to kind of gauge what your audience wants from the artist and what resonates with your audience. And something we say quite often here at SoundCloud is that the artist audience is the artist currency. So a way that you can create a teaser campaign or an album teaser campaign on SoundCloud is to upload maybe a 30-second snippet of an upcoming track. As mentioned, you can do a track or a full album. And then a call to action, take it to socials. Hey, I have an exclusive teaser for my fans on SoundCloud. Let's get it to 500 comments. Let's get it to 5,000 plays. Some sort of numerical value that can have the fans band together and reach a goal. And the reward is, hey, if we surpass this number, if we get to this number, I'll drop the full track on SoundCloud. The benefit of that teaser is that all the engagement you may gain from the 30-second clip, whether those are reposts, likes, comments, etc., all you have to do is swap the audio for the full track. And so all that engagement will remain on the full song.
Okay, so we've talked about all that engagement. We've been talking about engagement this whole time, right? But again, engagement is key. But let's talk about how you can track that engagement and track your growth. The Artist Insight tool, or the SoundCloud's Insight tool, allows the artists to tap into their top listeners, top cities, countries, plays on top songs, top playlist, top plays from the algorithm or from certain playlists or from certain devices like iOS versus Android or desktop. A pro tip here is that you want to make sure you can monitor activity during specific time frames, right? So if you have a single coming out and you want to see what your plays were, or not plays were, but what your engagement was before that single came out, and maybe how consistent you were able to keep that engagement up once that single momentum kept driving it. Or an album release. Things like that help you kind of mold around, not mold, but shift your strategies around moments that meant a lot to your listeners. You can also schedule tours around your top cities too, right? Like if some people don't know that they have top fans in what country will I mention? In Brazil or something like that. You really never know where you have listeners coming from. Um, and then the other one, which I'm gonna let Emma echo on a little bit more, but you can see who your top fans are, and you can host a listening session or something with them.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Drea. To Drea's point, if you're an artist, please use your insights. There's so much value to be found there. And one of our favorite insight tools that the artist can access is the top 50 fans, your global top 50 fans. It is a team favorite feature. And the key here with the top 50 fans is that you have the opportunity to interact directly with them. You can send a DM to them. You can thank them for being a top fan. If you choose to do so, you can send them a piece of merch. You can drop them tickets in their city. You'll be able to see their geographic location. You can get a little more granular and see where you have high volume of listeners in certain cities. And as Drea mentioned, this can be a greater opportunity than just engaging with fans. You could route a tour around this. So there's a lot of value in being able to reach your top 50 fans. Your audience is the artist's currency, and we can't stress enough how important it is for artists to be able to capitalize on being in direct contact with these fans, because it's something that no other digital platform can offer an artist.
Absolutely. So you, as an artist, you have way more choices than ever in how you pursue your journey in music. But the key to establishing a career on your own terms is consistent engagement. The SoundCloud platform allows you to build that tribe from these direct interactions with your listeners and fans. So continue to use these best practices and tap into the audience.
So well said, Drea. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to artists@soundcloud.com. Please follow SoundCloud on Instagram and Twitter. We're just at SoundCloud. And follow us to stay up to date. Have your thumb on the pulse on what's new in music, what's next in music, and for additional ways for fans to continue to interact with the artist and vice versa, for the artist to connect directly with their fans. It's been a pleasure presenting today. Thank you for your time.